Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So Coach of the Month honors, what do you think about that?
Well, we had the best record, so that's generally how it works. Whoever gets the best record, they give the award to, and so I'm lucky to have good players.
Now Charles Barkley is always saying negative stuff about you guys, but what do you think, or what was the team's reaction to the girly basketball comments?
We didn't talk about it, but it's getting to the point where I feel like if the whole team walked in front of Charles's house, he would just yell, "Get off my lawn!" That's how I feel about it.
You guys watched video today. What was that like? What was the session like?
It was good. We made a lot of mistakes last night. We played a team that was really aggressive defensively. They outplayed us. They out-hustled us. We made a couple of dozen mistakes at both ends, and you can't beat a good team doing that. So it's a good learning experience. We know we're talented enough to win lots of games. But we have to get good enough to win games when we're not shooting well. And you win those games with the details, kind of in the margins. And we didn't do any of that stuff last night.
Draymond after the game, you after the game said that we didn't move well, we didn't move the ball.
Yeah.
Draymond said they got stagnant. Then he said, we watched. He said we stood around and watched Steph and Kevin. Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, we watched. We weren't sharp with our cutting, with our screening. I think we settled in a lot of possessions for tough shots. We let them take us out of our movement, our motion offensively. And we've got to be much better, and that's something we have to be better at as a staff, teaching and giving them better stuff to run down the stretch, and also it's on them to be more aggressive.
The defense didn't seem that bad as a whole, but there were some lapses.
Yeah.
What did you see from that?
Well, it started out very poorly. We gave up 5 layups, and in the very beginning, 5 of the first 6 hoops were layups, and the 6th was an open 3 for Ryan Anderson that we didn't run him off the shot, which we know he's been in the league forever. That's what he does. Great 3-point shooter. So very little attention span early in the game, which set the tone. Then we started battling, started fighting, and we competed, but we had lapses within that competition. Defensive transition was really bad, even after made hoops. And, they were the more prepared team. They were on edge, ready to go, and we've got to understand we're going to see that every night. Teams are going to circle us on the calendar because we're in the position we're in. Everybody wants to beat us. We can't take it for granted that we're going to win. We got to compete right from the beginning.
They hurt you guys with second chance shots, especially I think at one point they were 12 zip at the quarter there. That pops up every now and then. You see that with the rebounding. Is that just the product of going small, or is it a product of just not battling in the glass, in the paint?
Well, I think Houston gives you extra problems on the offensive glass because of the way they play. Great floor spacing. Harden is getting to the rim, drawing all kinds of attention, which takes people out of rebounding position. So it's up to the guards to get into the big guy's legs, which is a difficult job. So we did a poor job of that, but a lot of that was the position Houston put us in too. So we got to give them credit.
Are there many teams? I watched Houston last night. At one point, James was the only player shorter than 6'8" on the floor. They had Ariza, they had Anderson, they had Capella, and they had somebody else who was 6'9".
In many cases. So everybody, out on the floor is capable of switching and guarding multiple positions. That's what we pride ourselves on. We take Steph off the floor. We oftentimes have a team full of 6'7", 6'8" guys. So it's kind of the way the game is played, and you have to be able to adapt and adjust. But yeah, I agree. Houston posed a lot of problems, and and they deserve a lot of credit for the way they played.
Sorry if I missed this, but what was kind of your message to the guys today?
The message was we can't rely on shot making to win games. It's got to be the stuff that's in the margins, the details. Are we going to foul Harden twice on three-point shots? I mean, he shot 11 free throws for the game. He should have had 5. We fouled him twice on three-point attempts. That's a lack of discipline. We gave up 6 or 7 layups in transition after either a made shot or a violation where we're complaining to the refs. And, those are details you can't afford to have or to slip up with. And I think that's where we lost the game last night. We're going to have games where we miss shots, but we got to take care of the details. And we watched a lot of tape on those details, and we know we got to get better with it.
So was today kind of more of a film review day?
That's all it was. This is about what you're seeing right now. You can see our schedule up on our board. We got a ton of games coming up, so our guys need more rest than they need practice. But they need to get their minds right for these games, because we had a lot of sort of mindless play out there, and I didn't coach a very good game either. So I'm not saying it's all the play. It was all of us. We didn't do a good job last night. We need to be more prepared to take care of the details.
After the game last night, there was obviously a lot of debate and discussion about Draymond's flagrant, and I must have seen 3 dozen pictures of NBA players going up with the leg in the air.
Yeah.
And I mean, having played a little bit, I mean, I know that sometimes you need to do it to maintain balance when you're airborne. It just happens. Do you think it's that maybe Draymond is being, because he's Draymond, that this is happening, or do you think it's just?
I think it's you're right. It happens all the time. Schroeder did it to us the other night. He tried to draw a foul, and he actually kicked. I think it was Draymond. Ironically enough, it's a difficult play for the refs to see. They've decided how they're going to call it, but there's no question that Draymond is going to be the focus of that rule, because we're always in the focus. We're playing on national TV. It was a huge storyline in the playoffs last year. So Draymond is under the microscope. He knows that. We know that. Other guys are going to get away with it because it may not be recognized. Again, it's a tough play to see. But they're going to be watching for it with Draymond, and that's the way it is. It's part of the price of being the team that we are and being in the spotlight. It's a good place to be, but there are repercussions, and we've got to be aware of that.
Do you think in a situation like that, there's a way to maintain balance without compensating somewhere when one part of your body's going one way? You know what I mean?
Draymond's been doing this since college. I never saw him play in high school, but maybe even since high school. But he did it at Michigan State. It's a reactionary thing, trying to draw a foul. A lot of players have different things they do to show that they're being fouled, and many of them kick, many of them flail their arms. Part of playing in the NBA is trying to fool the refs. James Harden's the best at it. He'll grab your arm and go up for a shot, and it looks like it's foul on you. Smart. I give him credit. Lou Williams, just as good as Harden. He'll grab your arm, and it looks like the foul's on you. So players are smart, and players are always going to try to trick the refs. And you try to do things to show that you're getting fouled. Draymond's happens to be, flailing the leg. There are other guys who happen to do it too. But because it's being focused on, Draymond may have to adjust if he can.
What would you have done differently looking at the film last night?
We needed to get into better sets offensively down the stretch. I could have called better sets, gotten us into more motion. I think just overall, when you're committing silly fouls, throwing away passes that are not there, getting beat in transition, as a coach, you always look at that and go, man, I didn't have them ready to play. So I feel like I didn't have them on guard, and that's my mistake. Are we good?
Are you considering tomorrow to change the lineup?
Excuse me?
Are you considering tomorrow to change the lineup?
We're going to change what?
You consider to change the
The starting lineup? No. We good? Okay, thank you.